soil testing, and I know it happens before you plant the crops.
Yes.
Can you take us through, can you speak a little bit more to that, the soil testing bit, and why it is important?
Yes. Farming is a business, yeah? And just like any other business, you need to look at your bank statement before going to invest, right? You can't say you want to do, say what, a shop of spares that the minimum investment is 2 million and your account has 50,000. You can either downscale to start with 50,000 or change the business as you build capital towards the 2 million business, right? So the bank statement, which is telling you the health of your business, is what a soil test is to a farmer. It tells you this is the status of your soil, so that you know if investing in it is right, and if not, what do I need to do to improve my statement. That is the easiest explanation I can give. And in it, I mean, once you do your soil test, we have the major nutrients that you check for, the usual NPK and the macronutrients, and then there's also the soil diseases that you can be able to check. So if you find, for example, you have a disease like fusarium, they tell you don't do onions in 3 years. If you do,
They will die.
most of the time they will rot. Or if you want to do them, there's these chemicals that you have to add to the soil before you plant, and that is the importance of a soil test. Another one, it's going to tell you your soil has enough nitrogen, don't bother. Or it has enough potassium, don't bother with these fertilizers. So it's a bank statement that tells you what is happening in your soil to help you plan for the season. Yeah.
Okay, nice. I'll intentionally ask, like, what's the right soil condition? I know you've touched on it like a little bit, for onions to thrive. What kind of soil do they grow well in?
They like well aerated soils. One thing that the soil, an onion is a heavy feeder. Nobody lied to you. It consumes heavily. So first, the soil
In terms
has
of
to
water or nutrients?
both. Okay. It has to, for example, an acre of land in our area, you need 50,000 liters of water per week.
A week?
Yes.
Okay.
For 1 acre of onions. So that's a lot of water right there. Another thing is, in terms of the nutrient composition, you know, a kitungu is around 97% water.
Yeah.
So that tells you how much water it needs for production. Another thing, when it comes to now these nutrients, it's a heavy feeder, and then it's a short-term crop. So you will find maybe from week 1 to week 3, it requires these to this. That is the regime you try to implement in your soil to ensure it's suitable for production. Lakini pia onion likes a lot of water, but not excessive water.
Excess water. All right. What's the right pH for it?
Normal pH is okay.
Normal. Okay.
Or slightly acidic, but yeah.
Okay.
So now, over there we're speaking about the day 0. This is day 10. Unafunulia from the 7 to 10, depending on the place.
Okay.
So this is how they look like when they've just started germinating.
Okay.
If you can see, we have spaced them sparsely. We prefer doing them this way rather than clumping them up together. So all this bed, this is day 7, and this is half a kilo all the way.
Half a kg
of onion. This is 125,000 seeds, one bed.
Wow, 125,000 seeds.
Yes.
When you're transplanting them, what kind of acreage would they fit into?
So when the seeds is about 125,000, depending on the spacing you use, you can go to either a quarter or half, just depending.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think I want us to take us to where they're a bit more mature, we can see. So as you can see, the seedlings zinaendelea zikikua. Our difference is usually about a week.
A week.
Or yes, when you're doing the seeds. So this is how they continue to grow. You can see they have started catching up. They look very nice, very healthy.
This is more populated than the others.
No, just that this is more mature. The leaf, you can see the leaf is more.
Or rather than, what's it called? Can I call it foliage?
Yes, that's the word. The foliage here is more than
there.
But the difference is that these ones are a bit older, so they can lie to your eye. But every bed is 125,000 seeds.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want us to move to the next.
We keep growing.
We keep growing, literally. So these ones have 2 more. They're not exactly a month old, but they are headed to week 4.
Oh, headed to week 4.
Yes. So in the next 2 weeks, these are going to be mature, ready for planting. Yeah.
You've mentioned onions are usually, is it 90 or 97% water?
They are
97%.
Yes.
Okay, we're standing next to the tanks.
Yeah.
Tell us about water management. How do you manage water at the farm, especially for the sake of the onions? And when it comes to watering them, how often do you do that in a day? Yes.
Water is king in any farming enterprise, be it animals or farming. You need water, and you need consistency in water. So what we have, our irrigation system here, the water leaves the tank and goes to the farm via gravity. And that is where we have raised our tanks, so that we can create that gravity or that height to enable us to irrigate the whole farm via gravity. And when it comes to water management, there's some things that you can be able to do to help you get adequate water, but then without using as much. Some of them include, you can irrigate in the evening, you can irrigate in portions.
Okay.
But most importantly, you need to irrigate your soil consistently. Yeah.
But daily? Once or twice?
No. We usually say that your soil should form a dough consistency. Remember the play dough that we usually have, or that we grew up playing with the mud that can form a ball? So you're supposed to form the ball. That is when the soil is well irrigated. If the ball cracks, means the soil is dry. If the ball is too sticky, means you're overwatering. So you just pick that ball.
So it also depends with the kind of soil, because soils are different in different places. Please remind us, what do you have here? Which
This
kind
is
of
black cotton soil.
Black cotton soil. And let me ask, at what stage of cultivation do onions need the most water?
I would say transplanting stage. When you're transplanting, you have to irrigate a lot. After that, every fertilizer application, you need to have adequate water for fertilizer application. And then during the leaf, and I think basically the whole. And then when it comes to bulb formation stage, it needs quite a lot of water. So that we are looking at from week 1 of transplanting to around week 8 and 9. You need a lot of water, or you need consistent water. Yeah.
You mentioned that you transplant them at around 1.5 months, 45 days. I'll ask this. I know we are. There's another section that we are going to more mature onions down there. At what point do you stop watering the onions, and for how long before harvest?
That's a very nice question. So the onion process from transplanting until harvesting takes about 12 weeks. So you will water from the day 1 of transplanting until 10 weeks. And then week 11 and 12, the onions are done maturing, depending on the variety again. Now they're getting into the stage of curing. And curing is when you will wake up one morning and see the onion, the seeds, the leaf are falling down. So when it comes to the stage of the leaf falling down, is when you stop watering. Yes.
And you can tell it's not a disease. The onions are big enough, so it's not a disease.
Yes.
They're just naturally.
Actually, how you check that is when you press the neck of the onion, you're going to feel it becoming weak.
Oh, okay.
That is when you know that onion is ready.
Okay.
Yes, and then the leaf will fall off. Some varieties, the leaf will fall off. Some varieties, they will start drying up, but the neck will tell you.
Okay.
Yes.
That's where you literally, when you're harvesting onions and preparing them for the market, that's a place. The neck is the place where you cut off the
yes.
leaf. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay.
All right. Thank you. I would like us to just get down to the more mature onions. To our viewers, we are just about to discuss the remaining bit of onion cultivation, which includes disease and pest management. She's going to tell us a little bit more about that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about harvesting onions and how do you dry them. And then market access based on our own experience. She can speak to that. Thank you.
So after transplanting, we said transplanting is done between 45 days after the nursery. So after transplanting, the first 1 week is where the onion develops its first true leaf. And that's when you know that your onion has actually moved to the next stage successfully. And then after that, every week the onion is in the farm, it develops a new leaf. That is what happens in bulb onion farming. And those leaves are equivalent to the number of rings in the onion bulb eventually.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So if I look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do I count this one as well? 6.
No.
This one that's dead?
No. Those one, okay, after transplanting, the leaves that it came with have to die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So these are new ones?
Yes.
So far, this one in particular has got like 5 rings?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
That is how you check. Eventually, when you go and cut an onion, you can count the number of weeks it was in the main field by counting the number of rings. And then you can also tell the water situation with that bulb. The thicker the ring, the more the water it had. The thinner the ring, that is how you check. Yes.
So onions that are used in kachumbaris. Kachumbaris for non-Swahili speakers, it's just a simple salad made out of tomatoes, onions. If you want, you can put chili, you can put coriander, dhania, and every other thing that you want to put, but that's enough. Most people prefer onions with so many rings. And thin rings. Does it mean that's an onion that had like moderate water?
No, it could be an issue of variety.
Okay.
It could also be an issue of curing. The more the onion stays after harvesting, the more it loses moisture and the more the leaves become smaller. The sheath becomes smaller. But within one variety, you can tell a healthy onion from an unhealthy one by the rings. Just like how we say trees. Each year a tree has a ring, so you can tell the number of years
it has lived
a tree by just cutting the trunk and seeing the number of rings inside there. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So after harvesting, some of the major pests and diseases that you will find is thrips.
After harvesting?
No, after transplanting.
After transplanting.
During the growing phase, we have thrips is one of the most common pests that we have in onions. We also have other pests to include aphids. We also have cutworms. But the major one is thrips. We call it it's a sucker. It sucks the sap out of the leaf, and then the leaf tends to wilt or have it becomes malnourished. When it comes to diseases, we have diseases such as downy mildew. We have another disease such as purple blotch. So for those diseases, most of them are fungal infections, and then for the pests, the major one is thrips. So if you control the fungal infection, thrips, the other thing is watering. You should water your crop regularly. We understand in farming nothing is constant in farming. Today you have the crop, tomorrow you don't. But today your borehole is doing okay. Mid-season it breaks down. Those are some of the challenges that happen in agriculture. But then if you're able to water regularly and then have the nutrition program, which is directed by the soil test, you're able to have a good yield.
Okay. How do you manage those common pests? And I'm surprised. Earlier on, as I was introducing this particular interview, we mentioned the crying gas, which I will not attempt again to say its scientific name because for sure I have forgotten, but I know it has S oxide at the end. How come, how do these pests manage? Ideally, that crying gas weighs off. It's a botanical defense mechanism. So there are these pests that they don't feel it. They are zikongumu. They don't feel that crying gas. They're not weighted off. How do you deal with them?
So
what's the process?
So I understand the onion, when it's used for companion planting or in organic farming, when it is used for organic farming.
Yes.
It acts, the pungency helps to repel the diseases, the other pests. But then thrips love onions a lot. And thrips multiply crazy. They don't even need to mate to multiply. They just multiply.
So they make crazy.
So especially in where we are, the drier the place, the better it is for the thrips. They love it when it's dry. They
Mm.
really love it. So in these places, thrips are just there. So what we usually do is we try to manage it. Elimination may be a bit tricky, but we manage.
What do they attack, the bulb or the leaves?
The leaf.
Okay.
They suck. Come, let me see if we can get a thrip. Yes, you see those silver, these ones over here.
The ones that look white.
No, silver. These ones. Yes, you could call it white, but that.
Ooh,
this one.
Yeah.
That is the onion thrip.
Okay.
Yes, and it's so common. But then how we manage it is, number one, irrigation is really paramount. You really have to irrigate your land, and then the second thing is there are some chemicals you can use to help in that, in managing the thrips. Yeah.
Which other one did you say? The pests and the diseases?
The diseases are fungal infections. Brownish part, this is downy. It's on the stages of the early stages of downy mildew, and we have another one, purple blotch. That happens when it's raining, but they're all fungal infections caused by different fungus, but they are fungal infections.
So how do you deal with them?
There are chemicals that we usually use to help in managing that as well.
Are you more into the inorganic farming bit, or can you speak to the organic management of such things?
I can speak to both.
Okay. If you want to manage them organically, what do you do?
So if you want to manage, say for example, thrips or any other thing organically, you prevent. So it begins by using, for example, neem-based pesticide. Neem is a plant. Yes. So those neem-based, they work over a long period of time. For you to get, you don't apply and get results immediately, but you apply at the beginning of the season to help in repelling those pests and diseases. Otherwise, the way,
is it a spray or is it the powder that you're spraying?
Most of the time it's usually a spray.
Water-based, okay.
Yes, yeah. So another thing that they do also is the companion planting. There's some other things you can plant with onions to help repelling the pests especially. But then when it comes to diseases, especially during the rainy season, it becomes a bit tricky. I know some of the chemicals that are used that are organic based to help in managing the diseases.
Which chemicals are these?
Most of them are usually neem based, and then we have others that I can, do I really remember the chemical names?
Okay.
Yeah, but they are there that they can help in that, managing that. Lakini sana sana when it comes to organic farming, ukilisha, when you feed your crop properly, just like a child, when it's well fed, they don't become sickly or they don't get easily attacked. Yeah.
So the nutrients.
Yeah.
All right. And the nutrients that you're applying depends also on the soil test that you did.
Yes.
Okay. So that's everything. All right. I can see we've been talking about the bulb onion. There are two things we haven't talked about in terms of harvesting. We say that when the neck becomes dry, that is a tell sign that it's getting ready to be harvested or something, and the leaves start falling off. How do you manage onions that you have harvested that bit before they get to the market? And then once you've talked about that, please talk about market access. To the best of your knowledge, based on your experience. I know market access and marketing is different for every farmer, so she's going to speak
specifically from experience. Okay. So we asked about marketing. So harvest and
preparations of between harvesting and now selling. How do you prepare those onions? What's the best state?
So now my experience. This is my experiences, you see. I prefer cutting the onions, putting them in the net and selling
immediately.
That is what I prefer. So I prefer the onions curing in the farm, and then you just sell them off from the farm.
So you only harvest once it's completely dry?
When it's completely dry, the buyer is here, you've agreed on the price, they have done the deposit, and then you harvest. That is my preferred way. But then there are some farmers who prefer storing the onions for a while. So you have to get a drying shed. where you're going to put the onions, they dry, and then you can be able to sell maybe a ton per week, 500 kgs per week. There's that option as well. And then there's also the other option where I see farmers want to take the product to the market themselves. So for that one, the onions have to be dry, and then you take them to the market.
How long can onions stay once they're completely dry before they go bad? Or it depends with your storage conditions also?
It depends with the variety, storage conditions, and how you grew them. If you do nitrogen application in onions after week 7 of transplanting, chances are high that they're going to rot after harvesting.
Okay.
Yes. So that's some of the management.
Please talk about it, because that's a very important thing you're saying, and I'm sure our viewers will appreciate. Anyone who wants to venture into onion farming, for the nutrients that you're applying. Please talk a little bit more about that, and at what point at the growth stage do you apply them?
Okay. So let's talk about the growth pattern. I usually say this is the way I deal with farming, and the also way we deal with our farmers as well. We say from week 1 to week 3
after transplanting.
After transplanting. So week 1 in this case is after transplanting. So week 1 to week 3, no, actually week 1 and 2, we are looking at root development.
Root development,
yes. From week 3, 4, 5, we are looking at leaf development. Week 6, 7, 8, we are looking at bulb development.
Okay.
So if anything you're supposed to do, if you're doing the normal fertilizer application, normal, I mean the you're not doing organic farming, you're doing the other one, maybe integrated farming or the conventional farming. So the first fertilizer you're applying is fertilizer high in P, because P, phosphorus is the nutrient required for root development. Yes, so you start with high P fertilizer. Preferably, I had even posted this on my TikTok not long ago, asking farmers how they do their DAP application. Because from my soil science days, we were told the phosphorus is immobile. The phosphorus does not go up to the plant.
Okay.
Haichukui na maji and then it goes up to the plant. No, the plant has to go to it.
Okay.
That is the simplicity of it.
All right.
So I was always wondering, if you apply before, ideally you're supposed to apply before, but in reality we usually apply after a week after transplanting. So you start with the phosphorus fertilizer, and then nitrogenous fertilizer you can do around week 3, week 4. You can
for
even
the leaf development,
because you need nitrogen, and nitrogen is what helps in leaf development. That is why you apply fertilizers that are high in N at that point. And then finishing fertilizer or fruit fertilizer, in our case bulb, you need it at around week 6, 7. That is when the onion is forming the bulb. Yeah.
After that, up to week 12, we leave your plants in peace.
I wouldn't want to say one for all, or one thing applies for all, but the truth is that is the ideal situation. But depending on farms, from farm to farm, we may take 50 kgs and split it into 2. Say week 6 you're going to apply this, and week 7 the other batch. So it also depends.
Okay. And the amount that you're applying once again depends on the results of the soil test. So one farm might take in more phosphorus for the root development. Another farm, is there a case where you might not at all need phosphorus for root development?
When you do soil test, it's going to tell maybe your phosphorus is adequate, inadequate, and what quantity you need to add.
So to our viewers, it's very, very important to do soil tests, and especially whether or not, I'm assuming, I stand to be corrected, Lucy, whether or not you're working on virgin land or land that has been previously cultivated.
It's important to do a soil test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about market access.
All right. So when it comes to marketing of produce,
the elephant in the room for many farmers.
The elephant in the room. One is market information, even before access. You need market information, because I will come as a broker, I will come tell you hata kitunguu ya Tanzania imeingia jana usiku,
which is a lie. They just want cheap products at times. I'm not saying always.
Yes, so you need to be aware of what is happening in the market. It starts from there. You can always call people in Marikiti, go to TikTok, they are there, they are selling prices, they're just there. You need to be a bit proactive. Another thing, as a farmer, you need to also leave the farm from time to time. Just go to the market, find out.
Be a kawaida mwananchi.
Yes, and
be a buyer.
Find out what is happening in the farms. Number 2, when you have good quality product, they will always come back, the buyers. when you produce quality, they will always come back. And then I think the biggest elephant is usually the prices. The price that you're selling or getting your commodity at. If you decide to take it in the farm, I believe farming is a risk you have taken.
Yes, it is.
If you want to take another risk in logistics, so be it. Take the risk. You just measure the risk versus the reward.
Gain,
and then if you decide to take it in supermarkets, for example, in the Kenyan situation,
you'll have to wait 2 months.
2 months before your payment. So you just have to evaluate if you have enough finances to run the farm until then. That is really from farm to farm. Yeah.
Okay, that's good enough.
Wait, the final thing in onion farming, you lack market when you have little product. But if you're talking 10, 15 tons, people love coming in a lorry just to buy and go. Yeah.
What kind of acreage is ideal, like, to get those 10, 15 tons?
An acre.
An acre?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. But to our viewers, when it comes to market, it also depends on you yourself. It's often said in farming, don't rush to plant something unless you have established a market for it. And that's because most agricultural products are usually perishable after some time. Onions can survive a little bit longer compared to common vegetables, the leafy vegetables or something. The shelf life is a bit longer, but eventually if you don't have a market, it will mess you up. So establish your market, think through, establish those connections even before that harvest period, but preferably even before you start planting. Thank you. That is the end of our feature with regards to the bulb onions. We are now going to just talk a little bit more about garlic farming. So follow us even as we just go talk about it at the stage where they are. And just a disclaimer, with farming it is seasonal. So you might show up at a farm like today, it's the seedlings that are there. Yeah, these are a little bit grown. There are some that they actually produce for their own consumption. Like this is, I'm assuming, one of that, yeah, for their own consumption. Yeah. She's going to talk a little bit about garlic cultivation. Yes, then we can just bring the interview to a close afterwards.
Okay. This is garlic, and this is what we plant.
Okay.
If you look at this garlic, it has a shoot. Can you see it? This
can.
Green, yes. So this is garlic that is ready for planting. And how you plant it is just plant half. This is how we do it. We plant half of it into the soil and leave the other half outside. There are some other farmers who like planting everything inside. Some prefer peeling off this skin. But for us, we just plant it as is. So this is how we plant our garlic, 1 clove. Yes. So as we are planting this garlic, it's important to note that after planting garlic, the management is the same with onions, because they are cousins or sisters in the name. What you do for onions is what you do for garlic. However, garlics take about 3.5 months in the farm. And
after transplanting?
Yeah. No, you plant garlic, you don't transplant, you plant.
Oh, you just plant it, okay.
You plant, this is what you plant. Well,
what's the spacing, now that we're talking about direct planting?
So when it comes to the spacing of onion garlic, you depends also with the drip line you're using or whether you're using basic irrigation. But I will show you how you plant using drip irrigation for the 15 centimeters and 30 centimeters. So now, I do not have garlic in the farm at the moment. We are preparing the land to plant garlic. So it's better if, for a viewer, if you want to plant garlic, you can visit a farmer who has garlic, or you can get in contact with us. Maybe by then, when you come to visit, we'll have planted garlic. But then garlic is one of the high value crops as well.
All right, and the same like pest diseases that affect the onions are the ones that affect these ones?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. All right. That's nice. Well, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I think we have more or less. No, before we come to the end of the interview, there's something I've noticed. You have, are these cassavas?
Yes, that's cassava.
Are you intentionally growing them along? And I'm noticing it's either maize or cassava along the border. Is there a particular reason why you're doing that?
Yes, I have two reasons. The main one is it's a windbreaker. The second one, it's a windbreaker that is food for us.
Okay.
And cassava is a superfood. And another thing that I do a lot here, I know agriculture is a tool for social change. So you'll find me growing a bit of this and that with a futuristic mind of, I would like somebody one day to come visit this farm and they're able to see what they can do in their dry area.
Okay.
So I have a bit of this, a bit of that, I'm trying a bit of fencing solution, this and that, until we get to a point where this farm can be a haven for someone who wants to do dryland farming. They know what to do, where to get it from, and the varieties that actually work minimally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to tell our viewers as it is right now. I have noticed that majority of your land with regard to now the onions is mostly, and it's a place where you're doing the seedling propagation. Am I right to assume that your core business, yes, you've done the entire farming bit and everything, and you've taken even produce to the market and all, you have so graciously and well shared the bits about onion cultivation, right from seedling all the way to the market. But what's your core business?
We do a lot of once an onion farmer comes to Onion Doctor, they will find the solution they need to farm their onions successfully. So we do seedlings, commercial seedlings. We have been certified by KFIS to do commercial seedlings. We also do irrigation. We get irrigation systems, especially drip irrigation system, and install them to our farmers. And we also provide agronomic support until the produce is ready for harvest, and then we sell the produce.
Okay.
That is basically what we do.
Okay. And you have do you usually have like packages or something? Let's say I have a random example. I have 1/8 of an acre, and I'm thinking of doing farming, venturing into onion farming. At some point in the interview, you told us, you stand better chances with onion farming if you're farming in bulk, like 10, 15 tons at the end of the day. What if I have 1/8 of an acre? Is that worth consulting you for quarter acre, half acre, or even more?
Well, I think as I told my story, I am a story of building brick upon brick, and I continue to do so. And I believe you learn when it's lean and then scale. So that eighth of an acre is land. Definitely, it is land that is going to have 25,000 seedlings in it, and it has potential of giving you up to 3 tons of onions. So why not farm? The only thing is that with 3 tons, the target market is not somebody who comes with a lorry, probably somebody who comes with a pickup to pick up the seedling, the farm produce. Yeah, so we have packages, a package that has the seedlings, the irrigation system, the installation of it thereof, the agronomy and the market. We have simplified onion farming as simple as it is, and we really do hope very soon that we are going to get into value addition so that we can complete the whole value chain.
Okay. Lucy, it has been a pleasure interviewing you. And to our viewers, I hope you have learned quite a lot, especially with regard now to the red bulb onion farming. At the moment, she's spoken quite intensely about it. The garlics, they're not yet in the farm. We've just, as I mentioned, it's farming is seasonal. So we've just come at a time where they're just about to plant the garlics. Probably if we came later, we might find them at a different stage. And just to ask, you also do propagation for garlics?
Yes, we do propagation for garlic as well. So these seeds that we plant, we also sell to farmers.
Okay. So that's it for now. If you need your onion seedlings or consultancy with regard to cultivation of onions, soil tests. You also do them.
Yes.
At least that one I can say I've known what they offer for quite a while. Please feel free to reach out to the onion doctors. They're easily available even on social media. Where are you? Same name, Onion Doctor.
All
Same
platforms.
names, all platforms. Facebook,
Facebook,
Instagram,
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, website. Where we are not is Reddit, maybe.
Reddit.
And Threads. We are not on Threads, but on the other platforms.
The other platforms you are.
Yes.
All right. So please reach out to them, the Onion Doctor, and do not forget, if you're interested in onion farming, go ahead and download that app, Onion Doctor. I love that it's the same name across all platforms. It has been a pleasure doing this interview, telling this story, sharing this with you. My name is Alice Kavili, and I'm the founder of Rise Africa Agricultural Services, where we seek to empower and build the capacity of aspiring and practicing farmers so that they can sustainably and profitably engage in farming. Until next time, I hope this has been of great benefit to you.
Thank you very much.